Library. It was just built as a library initially.
Everybody come on down. It's here.
Alright, can I get everyone to move down towards the steps? We're going to do the speakers towards the steps.
Lock up my car because it's so, you can't get into that. Right. I got into a call yesterday. Back to the call, I took it. I had a deal with it. Yeah, you ain't using that.
Everyone wants to turn their attention over here. This is going to be the easiest way for everyone to be able to see everybody and hear everybody. To support the Williams family and street justice for real. I'm first going to invite Joseph, I don't want to mispronounce your last name, Guerrier. He's one of the family lawyers. So he has a few words to kind of share with you and set the tone for today's event.
Figure out how to go live?
I know it's a little chilly out here, so try to keep it as short as I can. But we want to make sure James Williams gets the justice that he deserves. So,
Yeah.
James Williams never saw his killer. I said James Williams never saw his killer. James Williams
Never saw his killer.
his killer.
Yes.
We are here today demanding justice for James because we have questions about his death and we need answers.
Yes.
My name is Joseph Gurrier, and I'm the attorney representing the family of James Williams. And I want to thank you for being here today to help support the family of James as we seek justice for James.
Yes.
As you might imagine, this is a trying time for the family. They are angry, they are upset, and you would be too if you were in their shoes. Some of them feel like James was murdered.
Yes.
Some in the media have been struggling with this story so far.
Yes.
The reporting about James Williams' death has been unfair and unbalanced. I saw that the chief of police was interviewed. I saw that the Ohio Attorney General was interviewed. I even saw that 2 experts were interviewed regarding use of force. Has been asked any questions about his wrongful death. Maybe it's because they don't know what questions to ask. So we're here today to help give them some questions so they can know what to ask these folks. What are these questions that we want answered? It's the usual suspects. Y'all know what they are. We want to know who.
Yes.
Yes.
We want to know what.
Yes.
We want to know
Why?
who, what, when, where, how, and why. We want to know who because right now, because James never saw his killer, we don't know the name of the Canton Police Department officer who killed him on New Year's Day. We need to know the identity of that person because right now, as far as James is concerned, it was like a ghost snuck in like a thief in the night and stole his life.
Yes.
Ain't that right, Tony G?
Yes.
He didn't announce himself.
Nope.
He didn't say, police freeze.
Nope.
While he was peeking through the window, he didn't say, I'm here on a noise complaint.
Nope.
We want to know who killed this husband, this father, this friend to so many.
Yep.
Next, we want to know what. We want to know what the police officer was doing at the Williams house that day.
Yo, no lights.
He didn't turn on no lights.
Nope.
He didn't turn on no sirens.
Nope.
He didn't announce himself.
Nope.
What was he doing there?
Nope.
Was he there to ambush James? We want the dash cam video released because that's going to show what time he arrived at the scene. Because if he was there at 12 o'clock a.m. on January 1st, 2022, then he saw the whole neighborhood shooting guns.
Right.
Why did he choose to single out James?
Right.
What crime was James accused of committing that day?
Yep.
You keep hearing that James was doing something wrong, shooting his gun in his own backyard. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you, it is not illegal in the state of Ohio to discharge a firearm in your own backyard. Now, how did I find that out?
All right, come on now.
I went to the NRA website because I wanted to know what the gun laws were in Ohio.
Okay.
And sure enough, on the NRA's website, it says that you can fire a firearm as long as you're on your own property. So if James was on his own property, in his own backyard, firing his gun like everybody else in the neighborhood was doing, Why was the cop there?
Yes.
The kid to take another life.
We want the 911 call police. We want to know what they were complaining about. Did they say, hey, I'm trying to sleep. Can you ask them to be quiet? Did they say, I'm concerned about my life being in danger? I don't think any of that happened. We want to know why the cop was there in the first place if no crime is being committed. Because if no crime was being committed, then I ask my next question. How much force can a police officer use to arrest someone who hasn't committed a crime? What's the answer to that? None. Any force used to arrest somebody who hasn't committed a crime is by definition excessive force.
Yeah.
Excessive force is against the law, especially if you take someone's life by using deadly force. Now they've released the body cam video, and fortunately we can all see for ourselves what happened. But that doesn't end all of our questions.
Nope.
We know when. It was January 1st, 2022, New Year's Day. People are celebrating, visiting with their friends and families, setting off fireworks, and yes, shooting guns. This officer, who is yet unidentified, knew that.
Right.
He also knew, or should have known, that it wasn't against the law in the state of Ohio. Did the officer take that into consideration when he decided to shoot through the fence and kill James Williams? We have questions. We know where it happened. It happened in James's backyard, in front of his wife and kids. A man's home is supposed to be his castle. James should have been safe in the backyard of his castle.
That's right.
Yep.
Surrounded by his wall.
Right.
Yep.
But 6 projectiles were fired through the fence, the 6-foot fence, and some of them hit James's 6'2" frame, and Marquetta's world crumbled. Ohio law says that trespassing is going beyond a fence or other enclosure. That night, 6 bullets trespassed into the Williams backyard and stole James Williams' life. Where was the officer? He was in front of the house, around on the other side. He heard some gunshots, and what did he do?
Ran toward the
He
threat.
ran towards the gunfire and then tried to use the standard line. I was in fear of my life. Well, if you were in fear of your life, you should have taken cover, assessed the situation, and then tried to de-escalate the situation.
Right.
I saw in the video where after he shot and killed James, he then went and hid behind his car. Just like he announced police after he had already shot James.
What a chief is. Hey, what police officer is that? What police is that? Common need right here in place.
Next, and y'all keep track of this. Who, what, when, where, why, and how. We're on why. Why? James was not the only person who fired a gun into the air that night.
Everybody and their mama will shoot.
James was not the only person who fired an AR-15 into the air that night.
Right.
But James was the only person who was shot and killed in his own backyard that night.
Yep.
By a Canton police officer who is yet unidentified. Why did he shoot? What did the police chief tell his officers in the days leading up to New Year's? What did he tell them to do about people celebrating New Year's by shooting their guns into the air that everybody knows happens every year?
Yeah.
What did he tell his officers? Did he tell them, hey, just say, hey, go ahead and stop that? Did he say, don't do it again? Or did he tell them to shoot every person that they saw shooting a gun in the air? We want to know what the police chief told his officers. Because if you're going to try to say that, oh, I was startled by the sound of gunfire on New Year's Day, then maybe you shouldn't have been on the job that day. I was scared by the sound of gunfire. Maybe he should have been at home in his bed.
Yeah.
And maybe James could have kept going home to his family.
Yeah.
Finally, we want to know how. We know how. James was shot through a fence. Blindly.
Yes.
Recklessly.
Yeah.
Fatally.
Yes.
We are demanding that the Canton Police Department immediately terminate the police officer who killed James Williams.
Yes.
Right now.
Yes.
Right now.
Yes.
If this officer's deadly conduct
Yep.
cannot be condemned, then that means they must condone it.
Yeah.
You have to condemn it or you condone it.
Yeah.
We demand that the officer be terminated immediately and that he immediately be identified. Ladies and gentlemen, in closing, we are going to keep asking questions until we get answers. And not just any old answers, because you know how they like to do us.
Yes.
We are going to keep asking questions until we get justice for James.
That's right.
Justice for James.
Thank you.
Justice for James!
Justice for James.
Justice for James!
Justice for James.
Justice for James!
Justice for James.
Alright, y'all, I'm not gonna lie, I can't remember who the next speaker is. Hold on one second.
It's Joe, isn't it? It's Joe. It's Joe.
Hey, Joe.
Alright, guys, this is Joseph Butt. He's with Persistent Media and J Butt's Photography.
So, I was the first civilian officer in that night. Other than his family. I knew right away what had happened. I was asking questions, they couldn't give me answers. But you could see, they knew they had messed up already. I didn't realize how bad. I didn't realize that blindly through a 6-foot wooden fence that I can't see over and I'm 6'1". They shot him. And not only did they just shoot him in it, he saw his shadow. He won't have to show him. Those bullets followed him into the home. He knew he was retreating, but he was still pulling that trigger. He also knew that James was just out there shooting that gun to celebrate. Because he had already seen him doing it.
Right. With the gun.
Yes.
He said, on that body camera footage, I saw him put the rifle away. He went on to their property and not knock on the door. He looked through the window. Where I come from, that'll get you shot.
Yep.
Then he comes back down on the road, and he has a brick foundation between him and James. When James began to fire again. Not just some wood, a brick foundation of a home was in the way. And he ran towards us. and he claimed he was in fear of his life, that he was getting shot at. Go back and read that release they put out the next day. I was being fired at. I was afraid for my life. What we can clearly see in the body cam footage, we can see the muzzle flash and the smoke coming from the weapon going to the phone.
Clearly, he didn't get scared until he killed the man.
He
That's when he got scared.
He wasn't scared until after he pulled the trigger.
Right, now you scared because you know you gonna do something fucked
Because
up.
he's about to lose his job.
Yeah.
The problem is,
Cover me. Talk about cover me. Cover me. You just was a violent man 5 minutes ago. He was a violent man. He hopped over it. He ran 25 yards and killed that man. He made a football move.
the problem is these cops are backed up by somebody too. We got the FOP right down the road. Their union. Their union is going to protect this officer. I'm surprised their union hasn't put out a statement. But we want him fired. We want his job terminated immediately.
Yes.
I don't want that man back out on the streets.
No.
Canton has a history of killing people,
Yeah.
especially on New Year's Day. I'm sitting here wearing a shirt from the time right on the top. This is one underneath is Vincent Belmonte. He was killed clean. Sharon Nero was killed 3 years ago, January 1st, by the Canton Police.
Yeah.
Not the same person who brought justice yet. Not one. In these cases, nobody's even been arrested,
Yeah.
indicted, convicted, even brought to a grand jury because they think it's justified. It's justified to shoot a little girl home tonight. It's justified to shoot a man running away in his back. Just like they think it's justified to shoot a wooden fence, blindly, and kill a man.
Yep.
They don't know who's behind that fence. Marquetta was behind that fence. It could have been any one of those kids behind that fence. It could have been another one of his blue brothers standing behind that fence, and he wouldn't have known. That's wanton endangerment. That's a charge in itself.
Yep.
There's no question in my mind that he put other people other than the person he was firing at in danger.
It was
So
an
right there's the reason to fire him,
opportunity.
right there.
He had got away the first time, like when you get chased from the police, don't let them catch you. It was an opportunity lit. Once he got away the first, he's like, oh, we got you this time. He sprung off in the
I'll
ice.
be
and
your
killed
black
him.
ass.
No free kills. No free kills.
So we need to hold, yes, the police department needs to be extremely transparent in this. Obviously, we want the dash cam to know what time people are. We want house security cameras that they pull to the neighbor's house that tell us how long that cop was in the neighborhood,
Yep.
how long he was driving around. We want to know what he was called out there for. If he was called out there for a noise complaint, there's no reason for him to even get out of his home.
Yep.
They tried to claim it was shots fired.
And he came by himself. Everybody knows it don't take a rocket science. If shots fired, break them all.
Right.
Shots fired.
They
It
are.
struck midnight. It
Not
struck
one.
midnight here in Canton, Ohio. And it sounded like we was in pollution. It was wild. I was standing in the middle of downtown. It was crazy. So they got one call about shots fired out of how many?
And if you watch the video, you can tell it's clear them other cops didn't want nothing to do with it. Because they know he had fucked up.
We need accountability and we need it now. We don't want to
Know
wait
he
for it.
messed up.
We're not going to sit around and ask for it. This is a demand. And it's simple. He needs to be terminated immediately. For the crimes that he committed. The city needs to be held accountable for their officer. And the family needs to be compensated. Even though it will not bring back James, those kids need something. And we need the FOP to get the hell out of Canton and let us do our job regardless. Because they should be accountable to us, not a contract.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you. All right, so at this point, I wanted to open it up to any of the family members, any of James's children. aunts, uncles, cousins, if anyone has anything to say. I do not want to pressure y'all to, but if anyone wants to say anything, please, even if it's short and sweet. Okay, that's alright. We're not gonna make y'all speak. Y'all might have our ears. Oh, okay. Okay, here we go. You don't have to press nothing. Right into it.
Bro, James Williams was my brother. At 12 o'clock midnight, and he had done so many times before. He kidnapped me midnight. I was waiting on my phone to ring. Waiting on my brother to call me to say, Happy New Year, sis. Instead, I get a phone call from my son, Frank, saying that he got a phone call saying that his Uncle Rose had been shot and killed. Not a way to bring in the new year at all. My brother Rose was a fun-loving person. He made any and everybody laugh. He would give me the shirt off his back. He carried his kids, he loved his girls, loved his sisters. And we loved him. That was our baby brother, the last born to my mother. And right now, the family, his wife, Marquetta Williams, his children, his sister, demand justice. We would like this officer who proceeded like he was playing a game of Call of Duty.
Right.
We want him brought to justice. No protocol is followed. I'm not a police officer. I don't know their protocol, but I do know that what he did was incorrect, unfair, and uncalled for.
Illegal.
And illegal. Absolutely. So right now, I stand here before you today, asking justice for Rose.
Justice for Roe.
Justice
For Roe. Justice for Roe. Justice for Roe. Justice for Roe. Justice for Roe. Justice for Roe. Justice for Roe. Justice for Roe.
Thank you, thank you. Any other family members want to say anything?
Justice for Roe. Justice for Roe. Justice for Roe. Roe's life matters. Roe's life matters.
No
Peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No racist.
Police.
We're not gonna stop. We're not gonna stop for these babies. We're not gonna stop for his sisters, his brothers, his cousins, and most importantly, his wife.
Yes.
Because no woman, no queen deserves to watch her husband stumble into their house after being shot by the police through their fence. I am embarrassed to even say I come from this city simply because of how our police department acts. It's disgusting. Like Joseph said, we're sitting here talking, we should be screaming Daryl Ross too, Jerron Nero, because these are cases that came from our city.
Yep.
Ohio has a reputation of killing black folks. Cleveland, thank you for being here. Tamir Rice. Andre Hill. Micaiah Bryant. Bring me the last. Casey Goodson. In the last year. We're celebrating year anniversaries of people's deaths, and it's sickening.
Yep.
All of these cops deserve to be behind bars, if not worse.
Yes.
for life, for taking one of our brothers and sisters.
Yep.
For doing the same thing that the KKK and the Nazis did years and decades ago. I'm sick and tired of living in modern day slavery because that's what it is.
Yeah.
I'm sick and tired of watching these children walk up and down these streets scared to be approached by officers. Scared to walk into a convenience store to get a snack after school. I shouldn't be scared to take my daughter down the street from my house to my office. But I am because our police don't know how to act. I am because our police are racist. I am because our police don't know how to use force in a manner where we can take our people alive and put them behind bars and not take them to the morgue and then bury them in the ground. I'm sick and tired of burying my brothers and sisters in the ground. I'm tired of going to viewings. I'm tired of going to funerals. I've been to way too many funerals in the last year and a half to 2 years. Y'all can go around that car today. I guarantee they ain't moving. Y'all can go around that car because I guarantee they ain't gonna move. Be patient and just go around.
We'll be back. I gotta feed the children.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, my bad. Turn it off. There's a button on the side. I do want to get everyone ready to march. Is anyone planning to drive? We got one driver. 2. We got a couple more drivers, or is everyone on? Okay, we got one more speaker before we start.
What the hell Chief at? Well, all police officers at. Well, they need to want to do.
I'm gonna let our last speaker speak real quick. And then we'll get ready to march. I'll come back up here real quick before we get on the streets just to get everyone organized. Is there anyone else who is planning to drive?
I know, I ain't old yet. I'm getting young. Oh yeah, I'm back here. You don't see too many folks walking like you, moving around like you.
All right, everybody, listen. My name is Minister Sam Muhammad from Muhammad's Mosque in the Nation of Islam. There's some things that we need to understand with regards to the death of our brother. In this society, black men are considered to be a threat.
Yep.
You can find it in the symbolic imagery. King Kong. He dealt with him like it was King Kong. A black man climbing up a building with chasing a white woman, right?
Yep.
And he's public enemy number 1. The black man is seen as a menace to society in this country. He's seen as a threat on every level. Why is it that you saw the man set the gun down, Mr. Williams? You watched him set it and you understood clearly what was going on. But then, after the fact that he just had one out, well, what crime is there for a man to be, and the lawyer already said it, what crime is there for a man to shoot off? The city sounded like Beirut already all night long. And so there was something more to this.
Yep.
Not just the disrespect that comes when you see a black man exercising power and authority. That's an AK-47. You mean to tell me that a black man can't have an AK-47, but a white man can walk up and down the street with a gun draped over his shoulder in Akron, Ohio, in front of the barber shop, and y'all act like it was okay? It's his constitutional right. He's trying to provoke terror. He's trying to provoke fear. He's trying to provoke insecurity. He's antagonizing the people in the environment. You were very clear on that when you saw the Caucasian doing that in front of in Akron, and when you see it all over the country. But on New Year's Eve, at 12:06, 6 minutes after the ball dropped, and you clearly understand common sense. You clearly understand context. You're not stupid, you're not ignorant, you weren't unaware of the fact that it was New Year's Eve. And that everybody, I'm talking about all across the city, the whole city was lit up.
Right.
You can't tell me that them damn shot blasters, locators, what going berserk in the city?
Right.
You can't tell me that you didn't get hundreds, and I mean thousands of shots ringing out throughout the city, but all of a sudden you see shots fired. All of a sudden you are horrified and you're scared. But you saw the brother put the gun down. Listen here, dear family. White supremacy only respects what it fears. I'm gonna say this again. White supremacy only affects what it fears. There is no moral conscience to white supremacy. White supremacy is not moved by our tears. It is not moved by our remorse. It's not even moved by our chants. The only thing that's going to be moved by these chants is people who don't want white supremacy in their heart no more. White supremacy allows black men and women to be seen as objects and not the subject. So when we march today, when we walk today, understand clearly that what you're doing is you are an agitator. You are agitating dirt out of the society, out of the rich and the wealth cycle. You are bringing up a thought that must be removed, and that is only for the willing. But everybody ain't the willing. Power can seize nothing without a demand. So I'm glad the lawyer's strong because I was coming with one. I was coming with one that I know fight. I heard the brother speak with bass in his voice and conviction, and I respect his posture and stance, and that's that. But I'm telling you, you got to hit him where it hurt, which is in that pocket. Just a month and a half ago, me and Elijah had parent, they called him Spurt, they helped lead protests. We met with the mayor. And it was a peaceful conversation, even though the police had just beat up Elijah's brother. They had just put their mitts on Elijah's brother at a party he was going. Now, in the conversation, we came up to the conclusion that, we would allow y'all to give it a full, diligent investigation. And I had even complimented the mayor. I was like, they're not beating up brothers the way they used to beat up brothers back in the 80s and the 90s. That was busting up with nightsticks. I told them about my personal stories and my family. And I had to come in here and hold court in the police department, speaking all kind of vulgarities for things that they had did to my aunt and said to my mother and the rest of my mother. I said, so Canton Police, I said, you got a history of injuring black people in times gone past. But it's not just the police department. White supremacy is pervasive inside of what? Economic institutions. Look at our neighborhoods. Look at the black. Look at the 1, 2, skip a few, 99, 100 houses. It's not homes in our neighborhood. They took them down. Look at the educational system. Teaching white supremacy and lies in the classroom. When they merged the high school, Tempkin was the only school that had a black history class and happened to be the teacher there. The superintendent and the principal had to fight. I'm talking about the whole town. He was the only one. The superintendent and principal had to fight to keep our class. They don't want truth being taught. They don't want black people, and I'm being categorically straight up, because we're the most injured. You cannot target a community intentionally through education, through economics, and through the criminal justice system, and expect not to have a bruises. So I told the mayor when we met straight up, I was like, if you want to see better, we have to develop the black community. If I get punched in the arm and I get a bruise, where do you put the ice at? You put it on the bruise. The black community is a bruise. We lost 2 of our own here in New Year's Eve to our own hands, according to what we know. That's something that has to be remedied. You cannot ever get peace in this society with injustice being layered like lasagna, with injustice being layered like cake, with justice being layered like any dish that you make, like them bricks on that building. It's layered and it's historical. And it's a consequence that has produced death in the black community. So I thank you for giving me this little bit of time. But bite them, attorney, and bite them hard. Make them leap. Make them spill blood. Because at this point in time, that's the only way that they're going to stop doing this mess. It's the only way. And in the other way, we got to develop the broken. If we don't develop the broken, we're going to continue to be a target by predatory people who feel like because we are ugly, because we are dismembered, because we are ill-shapen, that they can attack us. Some of the comments that I read, and this is my last statement. Look at the blatant disrespect from members of society when they comment on a repository or on any video that we make. They are some of the most disparaging. He shouldn't have been doing this. He shouldn't have been doing that. You justify the destruction of our life without even breathing. White supremacy don't got no conscience. And it ain't no peace in 2022.
Right.
Because it's one hell of a way to bring in a billion, huh?
Hell of a way. Sacred.
And with that being said, with the energy we have right now, after these cars pass, I'm gonna have the family. Actually, I'm sorry. Where are my cars at? Yep. Did you see where that white man was just parked? You see where that white man was just parked? Basically, park where Joe is at. You see Joe? Park where he's at. Okay. Once we have this little blue car with all the names on it, we're gonna line up behind the blue car. I need the family directly behind the blue car. And then all my white allies, I need y'all on the outskirts. Y'all know how this works. I need my white allies on the outskirts.
I'll bypass these out
My black folks, my black and brown folks. I need y'all to stay towards the middle.
The surf slow down now and you feel that I brought someone to chase or pass it out.
We're just going down to the Plaza.
For everyone's safety, until the cars get out, we try to keep at least my black and brown folks on the street. Joe, do you, what's your name, Joe,
You can pull all the way up to the first park. Yep.
Alright, so this bright blue car is gonna be our lead. Even though it's blue and it's fucked well. That's what all the names are for. Yeah, that's what all the names are for. Alright, so I'm gonna have the family get behind the blue car. We are only occupying one lane, guys. We are only occupying one lane. I still want traffic to flow. I still want the buses to be able to get through. And we need emergency vehicles to be able to get through.
My keys are in my purse in the back seat. Can you grab them?
Alright. And like I said, I need my white allies on the outskirts. I'm gonna need more white folks on this side of the road than that side of the road, just because there's gonna be more cars on this side of the road. Alright. Justice for Roe!
Justice for Roe!
Long live Roe!
Long live Roe!
Justice for Roe!
Justice for Roe!
Long live Roe!
Long live Roe!
Here's Ramona. Thank you. Say Black Lives Matter!
Black Lives Matter!
Say Rose Lives Matter!
Rose Lives Matter!
Say Rose Lives Matter!
Rose Lives Matter!
Say Black Lives Matter!
Black Lives Matter!
No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
Alright, so I'm trying to figure out something where we can be like Who's that cop? What's his name? Something like that. Who's that cop? What's his name? Who's that cop?
What's his name?
Who's that cop?
What's his name?
Who's that cop?
What's his name?
Justice for Roe!
Justice for Roe!
Long live Roe!
Long live Roe!
Justice for Roe!
Justice for Roe!
Long live Roe!
Long live Roe!
No justice!
No peace!
Fuck these racists!
Police!
No justice!
No peace!
Fuck these racists!
Police!
Say Black Lives Matter!
Black Lives Matter!
All day, every day!
All day, every day!
Black Lives Matter!
Black Lives Matter!
All day, every day!
All day, every day!
Vicky, take it right. Take it right. We about to disrupt the skate right. Skating rink. Say his name, James Williams! James Williams! Say his name! James Williams! Say his name!
James Williams!
Say his name!
James Williams!
The right lane, please.
Right lane.
The right lane. Say his name!
James Williams!
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 Justice for James!
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 Who's that cop? Who's that cop? Who's that cop?
What's his name?
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 How you spell murder? CPD. How you spell murder?
CPD!
How you spell murder?
CPD!
How you spell murder?
CPD!
If you were taking a left at market. How do you spell murder?
CPD!
How do you spell murder?
CPD!
Everyone emerge into the left lane. Everyone emerge into the left lane. Go ahead, Segley. No. Stay in the right side. Stay in the right side. Just give this way. All right.
We're in oncoming traffic.
Yeah, we're not blocking traffic, guys. Sorry. We're not blocking it. We gotta let the city flow. Say his name!
James Williams!
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 Say it louder!
James Williams!
Say his name!
James Williams!
Say his name!
James Williams!
Black Lives Matter!
Black Lives Matter!
All day, every day!
All day, every day!
Black Lives Matter!
Black Lives Matter!
All day, every day!
All day, every day!
What do we want?
Justice!
What do we want?
No!
What do we want?
Justice!
What do we want?
No!
What do we want?
Justice!
What do we want?
No!
What do we want?
Justice!
What do we want?
No!
A lot of events were at. He seemed like at a house.
Indict, convict, send these killer cops to jail. The
Whole damn system is guilty as hell!
indict, convict, send
Send
these
killer cops to jail! The whole damn system is guilty as hell!
indict,
Convict! Send these killer cops to jail! The whole damn system is guilty as hell!
indict, convict, send these killer cops to jail.
The whole damn system is guilty as hell!
Justice for James.
Justice for James!
Justice for James.
Justice for James!
Justice for James.
Justice for James!
James Williams, say his name.
James Williams!
Say his name.
James Williams!
Say his name.
James Williams!
Say it louder.
James Williams!
Say his name.
James Williams!
Say his name.
You said what?
Oh. These racist cops have got to go.
Hey, ho ho! These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey, ho ho! These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey, ho ho! These racist cops have got to go. Life matters. Rose life matters. Rose life matters. Rose life matters.
No
Peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
Sierra, tell us his name. The cop that killed James.
His name, the cop that killed James. Tell us his name, the cop who killed James. Tell us his name, the cop who killed James. Tell us his name, the cop who killed James. Tell us his name, the cop who killed James. Tell us his name, the cop who killed James.
Vicky, I'm sorry, that's my bad. I needed you to sign right here, baby. That's my bad. Hold this traffic and just make a U-turn. It's okay. Y'all hold right there. Y'all hold right there.
I really think we should shut the whole thing.
Yeah, that's my bad.
If they don't hit you, they gonna hit me. That's love for real. Now me first.
I know. Stop us.
Yeah, we'll let you through.
That's the main thing. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, let's just walk and shut it all down to their car.
That's amazing.
In the middle of the street, either go around us or take a picture.
Take it to the streets, they fuck the police, no justice! Take it to the streets, they fuck the police!
No justice, no peace.
Take it to the streets, they fuck the police!
No justice, no peace.
They wanted it, take it to the streets, they fuck the police!
No justice, no peace.
Take it to the streets, they fuck the police!
No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace.
Say Black Lives Matter!
Black lives matter.
Black Lives Matter!
Black lives matter.
Black Lives Matter!
Black lives matter.
Say his name!
James Williams. James Williams. James Williams. James Williams. James Williams. No peace. Police. No peace. Police. No peace. Say what?
Listen, I'm sorry, I was in a long constituency protesting, so we're all refreshing on these chants.
I don't know what you came to do.
Oh my God.
Oh, yes.
Did we do that in Columbus without your number? Alright, so I don't know what you came to do.
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 I don't know.
I don't know.
But I came here to protest.
Protest.
This girl is here to protest.
Protest.
He is here to protest.
Protest.
We are here to protest.
Protest.
I don't know what you came to do.
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 But I came here to protest.
Protest.
I came here to protest.
Protest.
We've been here to protest.
Protest.
We've been here to protest.
Protest.
I don't know what you came to do.
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 But we are here to protest.
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 Protest. Protest. Black lives matter. Black lives matter. Black lives matter. Black lives matter.
front, and we slow it down just a little bit. We want to make sure there's not too much of a gap. We gotta do protest conditioning throughout the week, so that on Saturdays we ain't tired like
Training camp.
James Williams, say his name!
James Williams! James Williams! James Williams! James Williams! James Williams! James Williams! James life matters! James life matters! James life matters! James life matters!
What was that one that the lawyer did? Where'd he go?
Tell us his name! That cop that killed James! Tell us his name! That cop that killed James! Tell us his name! The cop that killed James!
Out here with it, y'all.
His name! The cop that killed James!
No more side of the street shit. Make them come out here.
Can we all get into the left lane?
No.
Yes. I'm not putting everybody in danger. If you want to be in that lane, that's fine.
That's all
But my
right.
group is going to be in this lane. We have to keep the lane open.
They say we only got 6 cops again anyway. That's what they say.
Tell us.
Name! The cop that killed James! Tell us his name! The cop that killed James! Tell us his name! The cop that killed James! His name! The cop that killed James!
Say Black Lives Matter!
Black Lives Matter!
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 Indict!
Vic, kill the cops to jail!
The whole damn
System guilty as hell!
Indict! Convict! Send these killer cops to jail! The whole damn
System is guilty as hell!
Indict! Convict!
Say what?
Killer cops to jail!
The whole damn system is guilty as hell!
Indict! Convict! Send these killer cops to jail!
The whole damn system is guilty as hell!
Did you get in the right lane? Get in the right lane. Alright, spread out, y'all. Spread out.
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Fuck 12! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Fuck 12!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Fuck 12!
No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
I can't hear you. I said no justice!
No peace!
I said no justice!
No peace! No! Justice! No! Justice! No! Justice! No! Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down! We're gonna shut it down! We're gonna shut it down!
Shut it down then.
Black Lives Matter!
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 Hey, Joe, you got a timer? Who got a timer?
Shut it down. If somebody start a timer for 6 minutes, if somebody start a timer for 6 minutes,
Somebody
shut it down.
6 minutes. Shut it down. 6
You go around. Turn around. Turn it down.
Somebody got a timer set for 6 minutes? It's rolling. And people ain't going nowhere unless they turn their ass around for 6 minutes. We're not going nowhere. Look, say, I don't know what you came to do.
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 I don't know what you came to do. Protest. 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 Protest.
I don't know what you came to do.
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 I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
But I came here to protest.
Protest.
We are here to protest.
Protest.
Here to protest.
Protest.
We are here to protest.
Protest.
Look, they freaking out. You see Karen down there freaking out? Protest. Got out of the car and everything. Protest. Got out of the car and everything. They tripping. They tripping.
That's what we do.
Turn around.
We ain't going nowhere.
Hey,
Ho ho! These racist cops have got to go. Hey hey! Ho ho! These racist cops have got to go. Hey hey! Ho ho! These racist cops have got to go. Hey hey! Ho ho! These racist cops have got to go. Hey hey! Ho ho! These racist cops have got to go. Hey hey! Ho ho! These racist cops have got to go. Hey hey!
Thank you.
3 minutes left. Wow. Ain't it something? I ain't got something. We got 3 minutes left, y'all.
Turn around.
Keep this in mind. This is only 6 minutes.
Turn around.
They kneeled on George Floyd's neck for 9.
Turn around.
Keep that in mind. Police department and tell them to stop That dog is, so that's somebody's dog? Okay, cool. I seen her the other day. I love your dog. And I'm going to say it again for those who didn't hear me when I said it. That 6 minutes represented the only few minutes that James got to spend time with his family in 2022. He only got 6 minutes. Say his name! James Williams! Say his name!
James Williams!
Say his name!
James Williams!
Say his name!
James Williams!
I can't hear y'all!
James Williams!
Say his name!
James Williams!
Say his name!
James Williams! No peace! No peace! No peace! No peace! They've got to go, hey, hey! Oh, oh! These racist cops have got to go, hey, hey! Oh, oh! These racist cops have got to go, hey, hey! Oh, oh! Cops have got to go! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Justice! Now! Justice! No! Shut it up! Shut it up! Shut it up! Shut it down! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! The cop that killed James! Tell us his name! The cop that killed James! His name! The cop that killed James! 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 No peace! Police! No peace! Police! No peace! Police! Say what? Is guilty as hell. The whole damn system is guilty as hell. No justice, no peace. CPD. CPD. CPD.
The general public, where you can have the Canton City Police Department, we demand answers. We want to know the name of this cop, and he needs to be taken off of the force immediately and terminated. We will not take anything less. We deserve answers, and we demand answers. The entire state of Ohio is not just being angry about this.
James, tell us his name. The cop that killed James. Tell us his name. The cop that killed James. Tell us his name. The cop that killed James. Tell us his name. The cop that killed James. Tell us his name. The cop that killed James. Tell us his name. The cop that killed James. His name. The cop that killed James. Tell us his name. That cop that killed James. Cop that killed James. That cop that killed James. Tell us his name. The cop that killed James. No peace. No peace. Fuck the police. Say what? Justice. No peace. Fuck the fucking police. Fuck the fucking police. No peace. Fuck the fucking police.
How do you spell murderers?
CPD.
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 Alright, I need everyone to hold it down. James's wife is going to say a few words. So with that being said, I need everyone in cars to please keep it quiet and pay your respects to Miss Williams. Touch it.
Just speak into it and project as much as you can.
Hello everyone. I want to thank y'all for coming out here and supporting me and my family behind this. Y'all, you know what I want. I want justice. And I want peace.
Yes.
And I'm not going to sit down until I get it. I'm not good with public speaking, y'all, at all. But my husband, he meant a lot to me and to the girls, to everybody that knew him. And if y'all knew Ro, it was a pleasure to be around him. He was something special. But these people right here, y'all got an answer. Y'all definitely got an answer. Y'all got
Fuck the police! Fuck 12 police!
I want that name of that officer. I want his badge. And I want his family to feel how I feel. Period. Like, I can't bring him back, we can't bring him back, but I'll rest knowing that that motherfucker in there, and excuse my language, but I'll rest knowing that he is not no longer a Canton Police officer here or nowhere else.
Right.
Justice for Ro!
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 Thank you, Ms. Williams. Before we close, does anybody have anything else to say?
Yeah, I got something I would like to say.
Come on.
This isn't the only day that we should be out here.
Yeah.
So be out here on Monday when it's busy. They gotta hear us. They gotta let us know that we ain't gonna just let this rest. We ain't just gonna let this situation die. So as many people as out here today, we need y'all out here on a Monday. We need y'all out here on a busy day so they can actually see us and hear us and shut some shit down. Just like today, y'all went on tests. That's good. We got people to see us, but yeah, they need to hear us.
Yeah, with that being said, Saturdays will be a weekly thing. I did sit down with Mrs. Williams yesterday. We will be out here every Saturday at 3 p.m. about the same time, kind of the same game plan. We might have a couple speakers, we might not. We might just get right to protesting and just get the job done. So just show up here every Saturday at 3 p.m. There will be some protests on the weekdays between. We just have to sit down and narrow down when we can be out there and when it works for the most people so that we can have representation. The more numbers we have, the safer it is for us to be in the streets. If we have half this amount of people, we will not be on the streets. It's not safe. And I'm serious. So every time you come out here, bring a friend. And tell them to bring a friend. If y'all need a carpool, if somebody needs a ride, tell them to reach out to Sierra Mason. We'll figure it out. We got plenty of people who can coordinate rides. So last week I was at the council meeting. The family was not. But starting this week on Monday, 7 p.m. If you want to speak, you have to be there before 6:45. They take the list away at 6:45 for speakers. If you want to speak, you have to sign up. City Hall meetings are in this building. You have to go to the steps where we were originally at. You go in, they are going to take you through a metal detector, and then the meeting is just around the corner. It's typically every other Monday. There's 3 meetings in the month of January. The first week, this Monday the 10th at 6:45 is when they're done taking speakers, sign up for speakers. So be there around 6:30 if you plan to speak. But please support the family in that. Since we will be out here for the City Hall meetings, every time that there's a City Hall meeting, I hope that we do also have protesters outside. We did do that during the summer of 2020 for George Floyd, so I expect to see you guys out here for our own community as well. I do appreciate everyone coming out here today. The representation was absolutely beautiful. And I hope to see twice the amount of people out next time. Please do not come here without a friend. Please. So with that being said, I'll see you guys Monday around 6:30, 6:45. We'll be going into the City Hall meeting. It is open to the public. I don't think that they're limiting people right now. So as many people as we can fit into the meeting, as well as another way to protest peacefully. Just showing them that, we're not going anywhere. Everyone can wear something that says Justice for Roe, Justice for James Williams. I will be having masks. Any and all proceeds that come from my merch that has anything to do with the Williams family, all of that money will be going directly to the Williams family. So you don't have to worry about that. But I do also want to give a huge shout out to all of those who are helping behind the scenes. Thank you, Destiny, for the flyers. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, my mom. Thank you to family members that have been supportive.